So I tell you what, today is a continuation of last week's talk on these wills. Today, Miss Leong is talking about LPA, the making of an LPA. Miss Leong is already a practicing lawyer in Atkins Law Corporation. And I pass the floor to Choi Peng. Choi Peng can have the floor now.
Okay, I'm doing a presentation on LPA. It's pre-recorded talk. So you have any questions, you can give them to the end, or you can chat with the questions. So shall I start now? Shall I start
Yeah,
now?
Choi Peng, you can start. I tell you, the format is after the presentation, they will be followed by questions and answers.
The basic power of attorney, LPA for short. What's an LPA? It is a legal document that gives authority to a person called attorney to make decisions for you should you lose mental capacity. You go cuckoo lah, regarding personal welfare, property, and affairs. And the LPA must be registered within 6 months of signing. Mental Capacity Act. So the appointment under the Mental Capacity Act allows the court to appoint a deputy and act on behalf of people who are mentally incapacitated but have not made it allows parents of intellectual people
He just pull his head up and he will like it. He up and down, he likes it. In case he go down. If he go down, he will slip.
that water is actually challenged, and for dental treatment, she needed an order. Now, it empowers the court to step in earlier if those appointed use their powers. Now, the very famous case is the China tour guide. Okay, he tried to cheat the old lady who had been so kind to him. Fortunately, the niece stepped in, and knowing of his misdeeds, went to court to apply to remove him as the attorney, as the donee. Now, what are the advantages of an LPA? It allows donees to have quick access to funds necessary for care and maintenance. Banks will allow donees to take charge of your funds upon presentation of the original LPA and the doctor's report that you had lost mental capacity. It protects the donor's assets in case of mental incapacity. OLPA, family members can apply to court to be appointed, which is a very an expensive process and can take weeks to perform. Difference between will and LPA. Now, a will comes into effect only upon death. Some people think that, oh, I have a will, I don't need an LPA. That's different. LPA, you are still alive. Will, you are no longer alive. You have already gone from this world. Now, LPA allows donees, people voluntarily appointed, to act as their proxy in making decisions regarding their mental welfare and property. No donors choose their own donees whom they can trust. Sometimes it's difficult to know who you can trust. For example, I had case. The husband lost his mental capacity, and the wife went to apply for order.
Printer got problem. Then
But
two stationery they put in never.
she collected 400,000 in insurance monies, and she frittered it away with the boyfriend. And she actually wanted to sell the HDB flat. Fortunately, the judge before whom I appeared seemed to have foreknowledge of what's going to happen. He says, no. When she wants to sell the flat, come and apply to court. So she actually wanted to sell the flat. What happened was, at that time, the husband regained his mental capacity and he went to the legal aid to apply for to remove the donee, the wife as the donee. Actually, the lawyer acting for him was so angry, when she met me, she shouted at me, she says, I'm so angry with your client, She cheated the husband. She shouted at me as though I was the one who was guilty. So you think you can, your own wife you don't trust, who do you trust? But you can never tell, huh? Now, no LPA family members can apply to court to be appointed deputies, but there could be friction among family members, which makes appointment difficult. In fact, I did one case, where there were 6 siblings. One brother and sister wanted to apply, okay. The difficulty sets in because one had died long ago, okay. So they had to look for his death certificate, okay. Then one was in a nursing home, so got to get a doctor to write a report on his condition. One was overseas. Then he said, I don't want to get involved. So how? So it took a lot of persuasion for him to sign the consent. Okay. Then we also had difficulty. No, you can apply for replacement donees also. So that takes time. However, since October 2019, there is now a simplified procedure for uncontested applications under iFarms, which costs $40 to file an application, and it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to complete. Now, what are the powers under the LPA? They are general powers for your personal welfare and property and affairs, or only specific powers. There are 2 LPA versions available, downloadable from the Public Guardian website. Form 1, general powers subject to basic conditions or restrictions. You cannot change the conditions there. Form 2, give specific powers and done by a lawyer. Now, I did one for a lady. She was very adamant. She says, I don't want to go to a nursing home. And she also did not want the daughter actually there was an adopted daughter, to continue living in the house. So these were the specific powers that she set out in the form. Now, personal welfare. Decisions on where you live and whom you may have contact with, what social activities you take part in, and what you wear, eat. Decisions on where you live. Now, I don't know whether you've heard of Dr. Wang Chop. He was quite a well-known psychiatrist. And it was quite ironic. He himself lost mental capacity. He had been living with his nurse for about 30 years. He never left his wife. But after he lost mental capacity, the children just came to take him away. There's another case. One travel, quite a well-known travel agency. The boss also lost his mental capacity. His children also took him away from the second wife. And there's nothing anyone can do about it, see, because they have no status. I mean, unless you are married, you have no status, okay? Now, whom you may have contact with. Some years back, I had a friend who, she was alone. She and the mother were living together, then the mother died, leaving her alone. They had no other relatives. The closest person to her was a godbrother, okay? So the godbrother had been helping her in her affairs and all that. So my friends, kepo lah, you know, they came to me and say, hey, you must help Gertrude, you know. So I said, okay, I'll do an LPA for her. I prepared an LPA, went to the hospital, and I meant, of course, to get a doctor to certify that she could do the LPA. She was mentally fit to do the LPA. But lo and behold, you know what happened? The kepo maid went to call the aunt. Actually, it was a step aunt in America. And the aunt said, don't do anything until I come to Singapore. So we couldn't do anything. After she arrived in Singapore, what was the first thing she did? She took this lady, Gertrude, to the bank and transferred 100,000 to her name. Now, a few of us realized that the aunt was up to no good. So I actually went to the public guardian, asked them, please step in and stop this lady, the aunt, from taking away her money. But they just refused to do anything. But I was very disappointed because you're the public guardian. You're supposed to look after the interests of mentally incapacitated people, and you don't do anything. So, but anyway, we couldn't do anything. And whom you may have contact with. The aunt had a lawyer to write a letter to me and said we couldn't visit her. So I wrote back and said, by what authority are you telling me that my friends and I cannot visit her? They couldn't do anything, you see. They couldn't reply. Then what happened was the aunt, the lawyers got a psychiatrist to talk to Gertrude. I wanted to be present, okay? And so the psychiatrist and Gertrude had a private conversation. Then after that, she asked me, come, talk to Gertrude. Then I asked her, where do you want to live? He says, I love my aunt very much. She's taking me to America. I want to go with her. So, what can anyone do if that's what she says? The aunt wanted to take her to Sri Lanka, where she had nobody, no relatives, nobody at all. Okay. But it seems, so we lost contact with Gertrude. And later we heard that she actually went to Sri Lanka and died there. Now, Gertrude had done a will, giving her property to the stepbrother, to the godbrother. What's happened to the will? Nobody knows. So, this is what could happen. So I always encourage people to do an LPA. In fact, I think about 2 weeks ago, one friend, she had a stroke and went into a coma. So can't do anything. Everything got stuck. Okay. In fact, I myself didn't do an LPA or a will. My young lawyer friend, whenever we had lunch, they would say, hey, Judy, have you done your will and LPA? I said, no. Next time we met again, she would say, hey, Judy, have you done your will and LPA? I said, no. Then another time we had lunch, she said, Judy, have you done your will and LPA? I said, no. Then one day I was going to Bali. And I was thinking, hey, I better do, don't know what could happen. So kalang-kabut, I went to do my will at LPA. I mean, fortunately, I can do it myself. But whilst we still have time, I think better do it, okay? Property and affairs do this. So they have control and management of your property, can deal with your property, handle tax matters, and invest your savings, which means that your donee can sell, mortgage, rent your property. So again, it must be people whom you can trust so that they don't abuse their powers. Now, you've heard of AMD. AMD is an Advanced Medical Directive. It's a legal document where you register your wishes not to have extraordinary life-sustaining treatment to prolong life when you are suffering from a terminal illness, requiring extraordinary life-sustaining treatment and are unconscious or incapable of exercising rational judgment over your own treatment. This has to be done by a doctor. Now, an LPA does not override an AMD. In fact, one of my friends, she was a doctor. She was having lunch with her husband one day, and then, she just put her hand over her forehead and she collapsed, went into a coma. She had, I think, about 8 siblings. So some of them wanted her to be on life support to keep her alive. Some of them didn't want. So there was a dispute. But mercifully, she died soon after without recovering, without regaining consciousness. So it's important to do that also. That reminds me, I haven't done one also. I must do. Now, fees for LPA. Fees to register Form 1 is $75 for Singaporeans, but it's waived until 31st March 2021. They've been waiving this many times already. Now, it costs $100. It's free for Singaporeans. It's $100 for PRs. If you want to do Form 2, you have to pay $250. Then you have to pay for professional fees to prepare the LPA and registration. Or you can actually send it by registered post. You need the certificate issuer who's either a doctor from an approved panel or a lawyer. If a lawyer is your certificate issuer, you don't need a doctor to certify that you are mentally fit. In fact, a friend of mine argued with me. She went to a lawyer, and the lawyer sent her to a doctor. So she told me that you have to have a doctor. So I said, I just did mine, and I didn't need a doctor. So you either, but it seems some doctors don't bother to do it because it could be quite consuming. Now, no LPA, you apply to court for approval appointment of deputies. Procedure may take 6 months or more, and costs and disbursements may range from $5,000 to $8,000. Since October 2019, in straightforward and uncontested cases, an applicant can go to the iFarms portal to apply for certain deputyship powers, such as to withdraw money from banks for expenses. Costs $40 to file an application. Now, what's the court procedure like? You need a doctor's report and an affidavit, which is a sworn statement. You need to consent of relevant persons. Now, the relevant persons are the immediate family members and other close relatives. The organization providing residential care. I had one case. I had the person was in a nursing home. I went there, and then the officer said, he said, "Aya, why come and kacau us lah?" I said, "No, this is the court's requirement, so we have to do it." Now, if there is a will, the beneficiaries have also to give consent. Now, the deputies have to make a declaration of the donor's assets and liabilities, medical care, accommodation, food expenses, domestic helper expenses, etc. There may be several court hearings where the judge clarifies any queries they may have regarding the application and assets. They may require changes or more information before the order is granted. Now, years ago, one lawyer said he had to appear in court 19 times. But now I believe the procedure is very much simpler. Okay.
So I think that ends the presentation by Miss
No,
Leong.
no. I'm going on
Not
to
yet.
the form.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, some more. Okay, let her
LPA form.
continue.
Yeah, so now what do? I go back to, how do I go back to my video?
Go missing.
Join meeting. How
You
do I do?
minimize
You're
your this
here.
program now. Your Zoom minimize a bit, then you
I
can
can see you.
Huh?
ESC, you press
You're still
ESC.
here.
I think we let one speak at a time, then Clara. Yeah, who is advising Miss Leong on the video?
So what do I do?
You try to minimize your screen. You press the left button ESC. Then maybe you can see your other program, your video.
Press what?
Escape.
ESC, the key.
Escape. Okay. And
then
then
can you see your thing? Or you pull your window a bit down, your this Zoom program.
I must go back to my my USB. How do I go back?
Your folders, go back to your folders, the yellow folder. Maybe you can see from there.
Oh, wait. I think. I go back to File Explorer.
Yeah, your folder.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm not familiar. Yes.
Next, I will guide you how to fill up Form 1. Okay. Section 1, particulars of donor. So you have particulars of donor. So you fill in your full.
I can't see the form. I see Chui Peng's face only. I can't see the form on the screen. Are you featuring the form on the screen?
I actually did just now. Okay, how many of you excuse me, how many of you have downloaded the LPA form?
I have.
You have? Good. Yeah. Okay. So
you just to share screen, press the green button.
Green button
at the bottom.
How to fill up.
Now can
Form
see?
1. Okay.
No, now cannot see.
Share screen is she must share screen, is it?
Yes, at the bottom, green button, share screen.
Oh, share screen.
And then you must click the two small box at the bottom.
I cannot see share screen. Minimize.
You bring your arrow down to the bottom of your screen, then it will pop up. Have or not? The instructions will pop up.
Show menu, is it? How do I go to share screen now?
Sorry, may I interrupt and say something? I think most Terence has given it to us on his.
Sorry?
Terence have already sent it to us via WhatsApp. So what I'm doing is I just open up Terence one on another phone and we can see it clearly. So I guess those who wants to see the form, you could probably do that instead of.
Yeah.
If
you view the soft copy.
Correct. We view the soft copy while Chui Peng guide us through. I'm not sure. Be a better choice.
Or someone can share on her behalf. Those who know how to share can share on her behalf.
Okay.
So Chui Peng, you just need to tell us you're on page 1 or page 2.
Do I minimize?
No, Chui Peng, you go through the form and then you just say, okay, page 1, what do you do? Page 2, what do we need to do? Then we look at our own forms.
Okay, good. Okay. Remember, you have to sign the bottom right-hand corner sign on every page.
Yes.
Okay. Now, next page, section 1. Section 1, particulars of donor.
Yourself.
Okay.
Yourself, huh?
Yes, yourself. So, full name. Now, if you have an alias, remember to put alias also.
Okay. Your IC, date of birth, email address, contact, mailing address, street name, floor number, and all that. Okay. Next page, section 2. Particulars of donee. Okay, so name of donee,
Chuping,
date of birth.
Chuping, hold on a second.
Yeah,
Chuping.
Chuping, just a minute.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to share your form, and then you will guide me through. All right. I will start showing the form. Okay, go ahead, Chuping. Go ahead, Chuping.
Hey, I see nothing on my screen.
Oh, see nothing.
Terence, I think just now the form quite simple as she guide us along. I think quite okay. Page 1, page 2.
The form is there, but you just need to wait a while. You need a while to load. The form is there.
No, how do I share screen here? Do I minimize?
No, you
need to
press the
minimize. You just go to the bottom. There's a green there, share screen.
arrow, the green button with an arrow share screen at the bottom center
No
of
need
the
to share
screen.
already. Because now Darren already share his screen
I
already.
guide you how to fill up form 1. Okay. Section 1, particulars of
Oh, form 1, yeah. This Terence share already. The form 1 is coming out.
Now we are on page 2 of 12.
now come out already.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Terence, can you up to page 2 of 12?
Okay, section 2, full name, passport, date of birth, email address, contact, relationship, or address.
Page 3.
Wait, yes. Now, the bottom, powers granted by donor to donee 1. Personal welfare. That is where I have to stay, handle my mail, and all that. Who I can see, cannot see. Then property and affairs. You can buy, sell, rent, and mortgage property, operate bank accounts. Both personal welfare and property and affairs. So if you take that one, the donee will step into your shoes, can do everything. Okay?
Okay.
Then it doesn't go on. How to go to the next page? Oh.
Ask Darren to shift to the next page.
Page 4, page 4.
I can see page 5 now.
Yeah, no, donee 2 Actually, page 2, page 3 and page 4 is the same, right? Second donee only. Okay, page 5.
Yeah, I see page 5 now. Scroll up a bit, Terence. Scroll slightly. Okay.
How do I go to the next page? I cannot.
You cannot do it, but your machine is loading very slowly. You must.
Yeah, very slowly. It's moving very slowly.
Yeah, because you're probably using the cell phone or whatever which is the bandwidth is very low. That's why you must be patient
Okay.
But I think if all of us have the forms, Chuping can just guide us page 1, which section. I think quite easy to follow.
Page 4.
Page 4.
Page 4, same thing. Okay, donee 2.
Yeah.
Name, IC number, date of birth, email address, contact. Now again, what are the powers granted to donee 2? Personal welfare, property and affairs, both welfare, property and affairs. So as I said, if you take both, that means like Bao Ka Liao can do everything as though the person were you. Okay. For 5, then replacement. Now you can have replacement, or if you don't want, also can. Now you look at the particulars again, you look at the bottom, powers granted by donor. Any donee who's unable to act, okay, maybe sick, bankrupt, or bankrupt cannot act, bankrupt, gone overseas, then so personal welfare, if you give power to one donee only for personal welfare, then that person doesn't want to act, then replacement donee comes in. Then the property and affairs who need replacing, donee one only, donee two only. So you can choose that. Then powers granted, personal welfare. Okay, medical treatment, including clinical trials. Now you've got the COVID-19 trials. So that could be one of them. Okay, new medication or whatever. So yes or no. Now, jointly and severally. Jointly means both have to act together. Severally means one person can act. So that's up to you. If you think that one is going to be away or whatever, then maybe you choose severally. Then that person can act by himself or herself. Now, if you want to sell your property or otherwise deal with the property, do you want the donee to get a court order, to seek the court's approval? If you don't quite trust your donee, then you make it a condition that they have to apply to court. Okay, and then B, now if they sell the property, they've got money, right? So do you allow them to make gifts? And if you allow them to make, if no, you put no. If yes, then you can specify the value. Okay. Then you can also put total value of gifts shall not exceed so much per year. Okay. Then C, again, jointly and severally. So the donees must act either together or alone. Okay, 7, those are the powers granted to donees. In fact, they can do anything that you can do lah. Okay, sign any deed which is an instrument, claim and receive money, and attend at AGMs, represent you, and then engage lawyer. And then they can also get information from third parties, CPF, banks and financial institutions, healthcare institutions and everything. And they can also release the information to third parties. Page 7, page 8. Now, statement and signature by donee 1. So you have to be 21 years of age.
Parents, page 7.
Page
8.
Page 8.
Page 8. Sorry.
21 years old, not an undischarged bankrupt, especially where you're given powers to.
Yeah, okay.
I would say standard 3.
To deal with property and affairs. Okay, so number 3, I understand that the duties of a donee. So you continue to act until he dies, or a medical doctor certifies that he has recovered. Okay. Now you have to inform the public guardian within 14 days that the appointment has been cancelled, or you don't want to be appointed anymore, you've been made a bankrupt. Now, if
you are a spouse, that the marriage has been annulled or you are divorced. Okay. D, if you are supposed to act jointly. Now, if the other donee has lost mental capacity or anything has happened, then you cannot act. Sign as a deed by donee. So the donee has to sign. Now, remember, he has to sign in front of a witness. Okay. And affix a red seal. Okay. The witness's name. You don't need that. You have to provide the donee's IC, but you don't need the witness's IC. And when you sign the LPA, only you need to be present. The donee, the donees and the witnesses don't need to be present. Okay. Then so we go to 9. So it's the same statement and signature by donee. So remember, he's got to sign before a witness. Now, remember, donee and donor cannot be witnesses. Okay, so your donees cannot witness for each other. So if the form is translated, you got to tick. Okay, tick below whatever language it was translated in. Okay, replacement donee, again, is the same thing. Then 11. Okay, 11 is, I think, the certificate issuer's certificate, right? Okay, where's my, then okay, 11 is the statement and signature by donor. So donor has to sign in front of the certificate issuer. Okay. So if there's a translator, you need the translator. Okay. Then the next one is the LPA certificate. This will be signed by either the lawyer or the doctor. Okay. So this is the name, the clinic or legal practice, and then that's for the certificate issuer and the stamp. Okay, so that's about it. But remember, every page you got to sign at the bottom, 12 pages. And then there's another form, which is for registration. But if you are the applicant, you don't need to fill in that form. Yeah, so that's all I have. Now I'm open to questions.
Chui Peng, what is the seal?
What is the what?
Seal.
The seal.
You have to put a seal, right? What seal?
Yeah. It's a small red seal. Okay, I'm back at the screen. It's a little small seal. You don't worry, the lawyer will give you that.
But if you go to a doctor?
The doctor may have. If the doctor does these things, I think they'll have.
Oh.
You can buy from the stationery shop.
But what about the seal? Just a sticker, a red sticker, that's it. There's nothing on the seal. Is there any? Do we need to?
Yes, nothing.
That's all.
Because you see, they say sign as a deed. This is the old-fashioned
dating back to centuries. Did you need a seal?
Oh, so any red sticker will do lah.
Hey, not any sticker.
No, what is on the sticker? Is there any?
No, it's a small. Wait, I show you one. Just hold on.
It's a red plastic. It's a red plastic
It's
material.
a stick like that. Then you burn it.
Then you can still at the moment you can use your ring. If you always wear a ring, just impress on it, and that will be the seal.
Have to melt it on
I think
Yes,
so. Have
yes.
to melt
No
it.
lah, don't need lah. I think it's just a sticker, isn't it?
No, it's not a sticker.
Then she's showing the sticker.
Yeah, it's not a sticker.
Yeah.
That's not a sticker.
Is it?
Oh, can.
Yeah, this is a sticker.
Sticker lah.
Yeah.
So, but the sticker is plain, right? Nothing on it, right?
Yes. Red sticker. You can buy from, the lawyer or the doctor. I think doctor also should have it lah.
Oh, you don't have when we file, then we put can or not? Get from the public guardian office.
Yes.
Right.
Sometimes they wouldn't give.
Drop the candle, candle where can already.
So you burn the paper. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
So any more questions? So you just fill up the form. You provide copies of your IC, okay, and copies of your donor's IC, okay, and remember, you donor and donees cannot be witnesses.
Okay. And then can I find you go through a lawyer and you go through a doctor, what is the price, right? Which is cheaper?
No, it depends. I have one lawyer friend who says, I charge $500, otherwise I can do.
Ayo. A doctor only consultation fee only, right? Is it?
I don't know. You have to ask your doctor.
Yes. Different doctor, different charge.
Yes.
But definitely won't be 500 lah, doctor.
If you can wait until after COVID, I think the insurer, they organize this and the lawyer do it free on the spot.
Free, yeah?
Yeah, but because now COVID, so
you
organize all this.
You are from the insurance?
No. I attended this insurance talk.
Also, when you attend the talk, they do it for you free.
They wanted to hold one, and then happened this COVID started, so they cannot do it. So I'm waiting for them after COVID, then they do everything.
But this one ends March, the free submission, free filing, right?
Yeah.
Up to March, right?
Yeah, right. It's next year, right?
Next March, no?
Next
Free pass,
I have a question.
See how long. If cannot wait until that time, then you have to.
Which insurer? Which insurer are you talking about?
Prudential.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
ask your agent. When
if I want to specify clearly on the personal welfare and property and affairs, can we attach a addendum to this LPA?
Who?
I think on this LPA, is there a addendum? Can we write a separate page to specify clearly to this LPA document?
Form 2.
Yeah, that is Form 2.
Oh, I see.
You want to specify your wishes different. This is a general one.
Yeah. So if I want it if I want it clearly,
yeah,
can I write a separate paper to attach to this LPA? Is it?
I think you need a lawyer for that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Form 2, you need a lawyer. And the filing fees are $250.
Yeah, for Form 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They do for you.
Sorry to interrupt, but where's the best place to keep the LPA?
Sorry?
Where's the best place to keep the LPA for safekeeping?
You file it with the public guardian already, what? Right, they keep for you, right?
No, they don't keep for you. They will send back to you.
Oh, is it?
Oh, so where do I request for Form 2? Sorry. I don't have a form 2. So general one, which is form 1, right?
And you can download also.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can download, same as you can download form 1.
Thank you.
Has anyone come across a case whereby you do the LPA and something happens and later you cannot find the LPA?
The public guardian would have a copy.
Yeah, no, you file with them, no? They will safe keep for you.
They don't keep for you.
Yeah, they have
but,
records.
They will have a record. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays it's all digital, you know, they will
Yeah.
scan it and then index it. Okay?
That is why you need to file with them.
Yeah.
Because the risk is you found
No,
them
you
and then
see,
something happened.
the advantage of having the LPA is you don't have to make an application to court. Just now I was telling you, when you make an application to court, when you want to appoint a deputy, okay, you've got to go through so many steps. You've got to get consent of the relevant persons. Relevant persons means the whole family, okay, and your beneficiary, your if you have made a will, your beneficiary. As I said, you know, I mean, I got one case, your siblings, you know, one may be overseas, one don't want to sign, one cannot be found, you know, so you have that sort of problem. And then you got to submit to the court all the list of all the assets and liabilities, okay? You've got a lot of work to do. That's why they charge you, the lawyers charge you between 5,000 to 10,000 because there's a lot of work. But nowadays it's sort of more simplified. So I don't know, they may charge you less. But that simplified procedure is only for up to 60,000. And that one takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So if you are more wealthy, you can't go by the simplified way, okay? So I give you my contact.
Put in the chat lah. Put in the chat. You know how to do that?
Yeah.
I copied it.
Just now you already put it up, right? Your name card.
So you want me to put, never mind lah. I just put.
Yep. It's there already. Can see it.
So after hearing all the horror stories, I think I might have scared you into deciding to do an LPA. I always advise people to do. In fact, more important than will, because I mean, suddenly you may have a stroke and then you lose consciousness and you can't do anything. You see? Then once you make an application to court, it's going to be very, very expensive.
Oh, with your experience, would you advise that we choose one that is younger than us, than people of our similar age?
I think better lah. Unless you are like 50, you can choose somebody who is 50 lah. Like I'm 70s, don't choose me lah. I mean, some of my clients ask me, can you be my executor? I said, no. You know, so better get somebody younger. But the important thing is somebody whom you can trust. But even those people can
change
and bad. So I mean, yeah.
Let's say your donee come up before you, then you have to resubmit a new set of LPA.
Your replacement can come in.
Oh, okay. So there must always, that means this one we need a replacement. We definitely need a donee and a replacement.
There are two.
If you don't have if you only assign donee, no replacement. That means the replacement is a must to fill in it now.
Then you have no LPA already lah. If you have no donee, how?
No, you got a donee, but do you need to appoint a replacement at the same time?
No, when you fill up your form, you put there lah. You put in your replacement's name.
If I don't have a replacement at hand at the moment, can I just have a donee only?
Can.
Yeah lah. So as I said, down the road, something happened to the donee, so I have to reapply for a new LPA again.
Yeah lah, do a new one lah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's not so costly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're supposed to close the meeting about 2 o'clock, but if there are still questions, we can extend for another 10 minutes or so. So please ask questions.
You can ask me questions on wills also.
Oh, so how long it get to be effective when we send this LPA? How long they take to process it?
Okay, they take 3 months.
3 months? Wow.
They take very long. They take a very long time. And then, okay, if you make any corrections, sign in full. Because for the slightest thing, they will reject.
Okay, so another 3 months after that.
After the rejection, if you file in a new application, it's very fast.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay, so now I have filled in my LPA. So in 5 years' time, I will decide to change. Then do I need a medical doctor to certify that I'm still alert? Or is there any other issue other than I want to redo a new LPA?
No. I mean, if you come to me, okay, so I will talk to you and see whether you are mentally alert. I mean,
Must be Bobby Bob.
Sorry?
Bobby make a lot of noise, that's why he always pop up.
No, I think we don't deviate. We have only about 2 minutes.
Sorry.
You already dementia. So, you know, the will, the LPA already do the work, okay? So how to change?
If 5 years' time, I wish to
then
change
already,
by 2 donee, all right? I wishes to change by 2 donee. Will there be an issue besides maybe like you say, the lawyer or the doctor will assess me if I'm capable, what do you call that, thoughts, etc.?
Sorry, what's your question?
My question is, if I decide to change my 2 donee, right now I have 2 donee, all right? Then in 5 years' time, I want to change it. Besides doing a brand new LPA, would there be
a new one?
Sorry?
You do a new one?
No issue, right?
It's okay, up to you. Ellen Ang says, so many forms must sign all by donor. No, actually the donor only has 1 signature, but he gets the donees to sign before witnesses, that's all.
Okay, that's the replacement. So as long as they understand that they replace my previous donee 1 and 2, and that's no issue, right?
No, if you do a new one, it's okay. I mean, I mean, you don't need to talk about replacement. If it's a new one, the new one will supersede the old one.
At this time, you might have to pay, not free anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one question. Can we separate the cash and the properties? Let's say the cash portion I won't mention in the LPA, only the properties. So the cash portion is already been agreed that my mother will divide between the 3 sons. It's a separate thing. Pardon?
You see, that is your will, you know. It's up to you. If your donee, you give him or her the power to deal with personal property, personal welfare. That means your donee that doesn't have to do anything about your property.
No, I'm saying it's a cash.
Huh?
I'm saying cash. You see, cash and property we separate it. For cash, she's already written out a will, you know, to give so much to each children and each grandchildren. So the property.
No. This is your will. Your will, you are no longer around. We are talking about you are around.
Oh, okay.
And it's not giving money to anybody, you know. You are not giving money to anybody. It's just that this person will take charge of your cash. The person will take charge.
Because
So
I
give money to anybody.
yeah, I have a mother who's 99 years old. So I have a mother who's still living, 99 years old. So every day she says she want to go back, but we make her write a written will, you know, and witnessed by the three children.
No. Beneficiaries cannot be witnesses.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
If you have a will and signed by your own beneficiary, it's not a will. I mean, it's not legal, right? You cannot do your own will, right? You need a lawyer, right?
It will not be valid.
No, you need a lawyer to execute your will, right? You cannot write your own will, right?
You can do your own will, but you must be careful. Okay, see that it's signed in front of two witnesses present at the same time.
Okay.
Witnesses can be relatives, right? Outside your family circle.
Can
be a
but
wife
must
also.
not be beneficiaries.
Can be a wife,
okay.
and that the wife not a beneficiary. Can be a brother.
No, only three of us. Only the wives are all put aside.
But who five cannot be a beneficiary.
Pardon?
Wife and husband cannot witness each other, I think.
I know. I
mean, if you
beneficiaries and spouses of beneficiaries cannot witness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise,
okay.
it will be invalid.
Yeah. Okay. How about HDB flats? Is the HDB flat can be included into LPA? HDB flats.
No.
Housing board.
You see, the power to deal with property. That means they have the power to sell your property, to rent, to mortgage. It's a power to deal with your property. I think you are getting confused between a will and an LPA.
Yeah.
Will, you are no longer around, and this is given to your beneficiaries. So this LPA, the money and all that is for your welfare. Look after you.
The will comes second. The LPA comes first. So if you don't die, it will go according to the LPA. Once you die, the will
lose mental capacity.
Okay, sorry. All right. So the
If
will.
you are still mentally alert, the LPA doesn't come in.
Sorry, but what's the difference between the will and the trust?
Sorry?
What is the difference between a will and a trust?
Oh, trust is different. So you give something to somebody like you give to your son or daughter in trust. That means the property has gone to the son or daughter. Now be careful. You cannot, once you've given to somebody in trust, you cannot make use of that property. Just like one grandfather, he gave in his will, he says he gives to the grandson. Now he wants to do something with the property, he cannot do it because it's already in trust.
But for legacy planning, a trust is better than a will, yes?
I'm sorry, I'm not so familiar with trust.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because I understand that with a trust, at least the money and the assets can be distributed over different generations. A trust, if I'm not wrong, has a lifespan of 100 years, whereas a will you only give out one time. Is my interpretation right or wrong?
Sorry, I'm not familiar with trusts.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, if yours is a very big estate, then you really need professional trustees to administer your estate.
I'm just wondering what's the minimum amount to be able to have a sustainable trust. There's a lot of horror stories about beneficiaries of wills spending away the proceeds in a very careless way. So to ensure the comfort of the beneficiaries, perhaps a trust will be a more sustainable solution.
That one you got to ask a professional trustee. Sorry, I'm not familiar.
It's okay. Thank you.
So I think I've come to the end of my talk. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Chui Ping.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
one day I'm going to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much
Chua.
for your information and bye.
Okay.
So it remains me to thank you, Choi Ping, and participants.
Thank you for
Yes,
inviting
thanks,
me.
Terence also.
Thank
We'll
you.
call meeting to a close now. Okay.
I beat
Chui Ping. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.